There was one loss that hit you pretty hard, and, did you wanna talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I'm talking a little bit about Hulk Hogan, right? Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. And this is a polarizing situation, right?
Very
Listen,
polarizing.
the responses have been heartfelt and they have been visceral, right? And it's interesting because I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday and we both kind of grew up watching and we both were like, yo, both of us black. And I know the black community on some levels are indifferent because of a very controversial situation, one very controversial situation that Hulk Hogan was in. And I'll get to that really quickly. But
Okay, cool.
we were talking, and it's like, yo, there's something to be said about, and it depends on the nature of the grievance, right? There is something to be said about leaving things to rest when a person has gone on to rest, right? Like I said to a friend of mine, so just so you know, and I'm gonna sum this up really quick. I'm gonna try to really so just so you know, some years ago, a private tape was released where Hulk Hogan was heard talking about how upset he was that his daughter was dating a black guy, and he referred to the black guy with the N word. Um,
Like,
and that
we talking hard R or
yeah,
A?
hard
Hard
R.
R, wow.
Yep, and
That
that
must have
got
been
out. It was
that
made
must have been
public, and,
pretty
he was
heartbreaking.
pretty much canceled.
How did you
And what
feel
I mean
about
by
that?
that say again?
How did you feel about that?
Yeah, that's where I'm going, right? So, for me, and this is just really what it is for me, right? For me, I felt hurt, I felt betrayed, I felt like, "Yo, this was one of my childhood heroes." It's interesting, right, when it's actually one of your childhood heroes who comes out and he says something, to you is egregious and that is hurtful, right? So I had to really think about it. It took me a minute. Like, I didn't just overnight come to a certain conclusion, and I did not cancel Hulk Hogan, right? I felt like, yeah, you owe the community apology. Um, it should be some consequences and repercussions. To quote a movie we all know, like there should be some consequences and repercussions, and then we should move on. But here's why I wasn't able to cancel Hulk Hogan, because I found myself in a situation where I could not cancel the moments that I had with my family, like my mother, my sister. We sat around the television having great moments, rooting for, cheering for, and supporting our Hogan, like memories that impacted my life, that actually impacted my childhood. That is like, yo, it's one thing, right? Where, Chris Benoit kills his family and WWE just removes his existence from WWE. But as a human being, on a human level, how do you remove someone that actually had an impact on your formative years? That when you remember great moments with your family, he was a part of those moments. He contributed to those moments. Like, how do you do that? So for me, it was like, okay, on the one hand, fuck you. Like, absolutely fuck you. But on the other hand, you didn't change the way the wind blows in my life by that tape coming out. Like, you didn't change, you didn't hinder me, you didn't hurt me, you didn't stop my progress. You understand what I'm saying? So when he came out and he made his apology and he made his statements, it wasn't for me in that instance, it wasn't necessarily important for me to have to believe you rather than for me to accept that you did something that many people consider egregious and that you wanted to kind of apologize and own up to it. And I was good with that. That doesn't mean I was about to go buy your tickets and watch you wrestle again,
Did
right?
he
It
apologize?
just meant that I wasn't about to walk around holding Hulk Hogan accountable. And you only get this pass based upon the impact you've had on my life. I'm going to give you that pass. You've made more memorable moments for me. Listen, people drop the N word all the time. I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
was
there's
gonna
an
say
excuse
that,
for
man.
it.
You know,
It don't even
it's
bother me.
I feel like I mean, well, I, I'm not talking about us using the N word, right? Because the N word we use is different. Because I mean, hard R is intended to have a negative impact on you. Like people use it in a negative connotation, right? It's a dehumanizing word. Um, yo, man, I think there's white people that use that shit in the confidence of their own spaces all the time.
All the time.
You know what I mean? It's not new. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure the people that, the listeners, someone you work with, you'd be surprised, you know?
Yo,
Um,
I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm the type of person that if I don't have an investment in you, you can't move me emotionally one way or another. You just don't have that power over me. Like a
Okay.
stranger on the street who drops the N-word, you only have the power I give you.
So this is my hang up with that, right? And I've wrestled with this. I have a huge problem with anyone doing something intentionally to have an impact on me. If your intent is to try to make me feel a kind of way, if you intended to hurt me, harm me, make me, something bad, then I have a problem with that because I don't intend to do that to anybody. And I know there's this whole idea of not putting your expectations of how you are in society on other people, but yo, man, I like, yeah, like I don't like a person that's trying to hurt me, harm me, hurt my feelings, whatever. Like that's a problem for me. So if you use the N word with the intent to try to hurt me, right? Because you think it's gonna make me feel a kind of way. If your intent is to do that to me, I have a problem with you, right? And I will probably respond emotionally because I feel like anybody that's trying to provoke me or push me to be a certain kind of way is someone whom I view as not necessarily a threat, but as someone who doesn't have my best interest in mind. You know what I mean? Someone who's trying to that yeah, I would say a threat. You know what I mean? Not a threat like you might bodily harm me, but like threat like, oh, you want smoke, so I guess it's gonna go up. You know what I mean? Kind of a situation. Um, and like I said, character flaw of mine, but yo, if I had a special needs kid and someone says something about my special needs kid trying to get a rise out of me, they gonna fuck around and find out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so I think that, like, I feel you. And I think that, so this is something that I've had to deal with because I've used to have anger issues. I was quick to just punch you in the mouth, right? Very quick, really, very quick to listen. I got Article 15s on every I got Article 15 in basic training. I got an Article 15 in AIT. I got an Article permanent duty station. I won a court martial. Like I was always ready to punch you in the mouth.
Ish, did
Like
you
period.
retire?
Say again.
Did you retire?
No, no, I ETS'd.
Okay, okay, okay,
Honorable discharge the whole 9, but yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Listen, my military career, I was ready to go. Listen,
Yeah,
when I tell you I got R15 in I got R15 in basic training. I got another one at AIT. I got several.
that's
And
wild,
my
yo.
permanent duty state. They thought I was off the block. I used to wear civilian belt. Like, listen, it was it was bad. And it was like, yo, I just had this off the block mentality. I was angry at everything. At a very, very at an issue with my temper. I was quick to punch you in the mouth. That is something that I've worked on, that I've curbed. And so for me, right, obviously, if you say something disparaging like that to one of my loved ones, I have a problem with that. I really have a problem with anybody making someone that I care about feel some type of way other than the feelings that they so choose to feel. If you that's it. But for me personally, right? I've gone a long way and a great lengths not to let my own anger have power over me, right? Like I hated, waking up on the 4th of July in central booking. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have just handled something differently. So for me, it's like, all right, if I don't know you at all, and I came to this conclusion a long time ago, I won't even argue with people that I don't have an investment in. If I take the time to argue with you in anger on any level, it's because I have a real investment in you. It's worth my while, right? If I feel some type of way, then it's worth my while. If I don't know you, if you're a total stranger on the street and you drop an N-bomb, I'm not gonna give you what you want. If I punch you in the mouth and we roll around on the ground, we both going to jail. We both getting put in them handcuffs. We're both going to lose time. You know what I mean? We both gonna be inconvenienced. That's where I'm at with it. Like, yo, and the thing is, if I give you that power, then you got what you wanted. You want to see this black dude tripping out and screaming because you could use one word to exercise so much control over me. All you got to do is drop a word. Yes, it's a hurtful word.
I
Yes,
mean,
there's
like,
history behind this word. Yes, this is going, I'm sorry. And really quick, to speak to what you're saying about intent, right? And this is not an excuse. This is not, this actually isn't an excuse. This is just what it is. Hulk Hogan said these things in the private, he had no idea that this was something that was going to get out. He didn't say it to a person. He didn't, you understand what I'm saying? He said it on a videotape while having sex with another man's wife. talking to the man about his so this doesn't make it okay.
Wait, hold on, wait. Wait, wait.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Bro, are you telling me that Hulk Hogan was talking to the husband of a chick that he was railing real time?
Yeah, the guy paid Hulk Hogan to sleep with his wife.
People do that?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
people get off on that.
Like celebrities? Like that's a thing? Celebrities be getting paid to smash other people's
I
wives?
mean, this was a guy Hulk Hogan knew and had done business with. It was like a friend of his, and the
So
guy got
this
Hulk
sounds
Hogan to sleep with his wife.
sounds like some swinger shit. Like that's what that sounds
That's
like.
what it was, and he
Okay.
recorded it, and in conversation, right, he was just talking about how he was frustrated because his daughter was dating a black dude, and he called and again, none of this is an excuse. None of this is okay. But I'm always gonna draw the line between and again, none of this is excuse. None of this is okay. It is there's no excuse for this. There isn't. Like, there's no excuse for you to ever use the N-word. I was willing to accept and what I consider to be unacceptable. So when I define hero in the sense of Hulk Hogan, someone who left an indelible impression on my childhood as it regards to experiences I shared with my family, memories that I can never erase because they were memories that I have enjoying great moments in my life with my family, my mother and my sister. Like, it was something that we shared together. And these are memories that I can never erase. They're irreplaceable. And so again, it comes down to what I'm willing to accept and what I deem unacceptable. Hulk Hogan's actions in that tape, the words that he used, unacceptable.
But
Unacceptable.
are they
It was
forgivable?
yes, for me.
Now, here's my question, right? And I know this is a sensitive topic, but do you think, like just flatly out, do you think that Hulk Hogan, based on his actions, do you think that Hulk Hogan, based on his actions, is a racist? Is he racist against black people? So, my reason for asking is because to use that term in that context, in those terms, would be to have discriminated against somebody based on the basis of their color. And that is the definition of racism. And so, would this not be what some people deem a indication of how he really feels about black people? And wouldn't, an apology be more of an apology of, well, I'm sorry that I got caught versus I'm sorry that I used that term in that space because I was angry or I just was out of my mind. You know what I mean? Like whatever. What are your thoughts on that?
So, and it's only thoughts, right? We can only opine, right? We can only give our thoughts and our opinions, and that when it comes to certain level of visibility, be it celebrity, be it political or otherwise, right? You assume that everyone is putting on a face. And I say this to say that there are tons and tons of stories from, African Americans who came to his defense who, you know, listen, he never turned anyone away for an autograph. He picked up, he hugged every kid. He kissed every baby, black, white, or otherwise. There are black professional wrestlers who absolutely praise him for the impact, the personal impact that he has had on their careers, right? So you have actions and then you have words, right? And what I mean by that is I don't want to take anything away from words, especially depending on what the intention of the words are and how they are used and the,
Yeah.
the way they are weaponized, right? I don't want to take anything away from that at all, right? Um, but I think by comparison, we all have voiced or expressed within the privacy of our own lives some sort of prejudice, right? Does that make us the thing that we've expressed? I've certainly said some things and felt some type of way about, and I'm going to keep it real, certain cultures and their impact on my culture or on the community as a whole. And I'm not even talking about a specific culture, very broad stroke, right? I've certainly had some thoughts, I've considered some things. However, I am prejudiced. I act in prejudice towards no one. It comes down to, do we legislate thought, right?
Yeah,
or do we legislate action,
that's a really
right?
good
Like,
point. You know what I mean? Because I
right?
mean,
Does
like,
your do
because here's the thing. I was taught that, people you can't control your thoughts, right? Your thoughts are things that just come into your brain and you can condition your thoughts, right? But what pops into your mind, you can't necessarily control. That's what I was taught by my therapist. Um so that's to say that if you have
I
certain
wanna I wanna stop you right there. I wanna say shout out to therapy and shout out to Black men who openly concede that therapy is necessary and important for our culture,
absolutely.
for all cultures, but for our cultures. I want to shout that out too, by the way. Too many Black people, too many men in particular, Black or otherwise, but I'm speaking about Black people. Too many men look down on things like that. And especially the way we grew up and where we came from. Like, come on, man.
Do you subscribe to therapy?
I don't, meaning in that I don't have a therapist and I
Mhm.
don't think that I need a therapist, but if I did, I would. I definitely grew up when I was growing up, I had a counselor. I had some anger issues. When I got out of the
Do
military,
you
I
think it
went
helped?
to as a child, no.
Okay.
As an adult, when I got out of the military and I was in some situations where I think I said this yesterday, like I stopped, wanting to listen. I hate it. It's 4th of July and everyone else is having fun and I'm in a holding center, right? And this is just due to my own anger issues and needing to control them. So I went to anger management and that helped. That helped. It's the reason why we were talking yesterday. And I don't know if we still have it, but we were talking about
Oh,
the
yeah. We've got a lot
the
of it.
usage of the N word and why I don't allow it to trigger me because my anger issues will cause me to punch you in the mouth. And I'm just not that person anymore.
Yeah.
Meaning you're not gonna if I don't have any investment in you, you're not gonna control, and that's something that anger management helped me realize, like, yo, if somebody can say something that can trigger you and evoke an emotion that is beyond your control, meaning it puts you in a position where you lose control, I don't want anyone to have that type of power over me. So
Yeah.
yes, I do advocate for I do subscribe to therapy. That's why I shouted it out, man. I commend it. I think it's very commendable and necessary.
I wanna get back to the Hulk Hogan thing, but before we do that, I just wanna say if you or anyone you know has, benefited from actually, any form of therapy, whether it was, guidance counseling, whether it was, licensed clinical social workers, substance abuse or anything like that. If you care to share, put a comment down below in the comment section and let us know the impact that it's had on you. I think it is still a very problematic stigma that exists within the Black communities, particularly for men. But I personally know a lot of Black men that have benefited from it. So if you have, and you care to
And I
share, I'd
promise I
love
won't
to
make
hear
fun
it.
of y'all. Listen, I'm an asshole.
So, okay, so let's put the let's kind of bundle up this whole Hulk Hogan thing. Um,
So
Massively
yeah.
important figure in your life and for the community. Forgivable actions
So
that may
I
not
want to
speak
be
to.
clear though.
Okay,
I want to be clear to the people that are listening, right? Because it is polarizing. If it's something that you deem unforgivable, cool. That is absolutely your prerogative. Where I'm at was I consider this. I sat down with it. I thought about it, and at the end of the day, what he said could not take away. It couldn't make me want to not go back and watch Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. I wanted to watch it. It could not make me want to. It didn't make me not want to go back and watch Hulk Hogan slam Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. These were great moments that I share with my family. When I watch them, I think of my family. So what I'm gonna say to sum this all up and put it in a nutshell, I did not cancel Hulk Hogan. I forgave Hulk Hogan on the one hand. On the other hand, I wasn't buying the t-shirts, right? I wasn't showing up to contribute, to give my money to support the Hulk Hogan causes. Like I'm not marking for you. I'm not flagging for you. There's no torch that I'm carrying for Hulk Hogan after that moment because you let me down. You disappointed me. So there's two hands, and I can on the one hand appreciate your contributions to my life, And on the other hand, I can say, all right, with those contributions to my life, I also recognize that you did something that disappointed me, and from this moment forward, there will be no Hulk Hogan t-shirts or what you gonna do, brothers coming from Ish.
Yeah. No, so
But rest in peace nonetheless.
yeah, absolutely, man.